All right, and I'm probably just another 5 or 10 minutes here, just going over what Google Docs has or some of the things that people use the most. If we go to format and line spacing, this is where you would create a double spaced document whenever we're working. So just to show you that, and we can just use dots here. Obviously, we love in Service Day because our administrators inspire us every day, and it's nice to suck up to administrators. So I don't, those are things that you can use in order to do that. But that format is where you would set up your line spacing, which a lot of people use. We always want to spell check whenever we're doing this. One of the other big things that you're able to do is we can actually do voice typing. So as I'm talking to you, and I'm going to allow this to use the microphone. As we're talking to you, it's typing, or it should be typing the items that I'm saying. And like everything else, it doesn't always work. But students are able to use this, especially on their phones that has a little better voice activation. There's an app for this, so you can download Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Drive, the app on your iPhone or Samsung or any smartphone, and students can actually work on this wherever they have their phone. You obviously know that they are not leaving their phones behind, especially high school students. And as sad as it is, they might be faster typers on text messages than they are on a computer. So students have access to either voice type or come in and type off of their phone and complete assignments and documents whenever they do it. So those are all under tools. The other place that I'm going to show you is file. So option number one, we have the option to download as. So we can actually download this as a Word document. If this happens, it will actually download. And if you're on a desktop, it'll pop up down here in the bottom left-hand corner. And you're able to open that document as a Word document. You're also able to save this as a PDF if you want to. We can also see the version history. I had a student or a couple students that kind of messed around with the paper and they did some stuff, deleted stuff. And we can actually see a version history of this document. And I could actually revert back to an older document. Obviously, the 201 doesn't have anything. This is the current document. But if you mess something up or you want to see what somebody made changes to, you can actually revert back to a document that you had before. Move to is an option. And this would be where I want to move this to my training folder and move here. So this would actually be saved in my training folder as opposed to just my drive. So that organizes it a little bit, just like you kind of wouldn't save something just to your H drive. You would save it to a folder within your H drive. Or you could just move it to the trash if you don't want it. Remember, if you're just using this as something to review with the class or do something like that, that you don't need saved, you just hit move to trash and it would automatically trash it and move it to your trash instead of saving it into your Google Drive. So those are some of the nice things. One of the other huge benefits of this, and this is for me, is to share. So I can come in and I'm going to share it with Jackie Pinshot, Beaver County Teacher of the Year. Jackie Pinshot, if you don't know her, what an inspiration to us all. So I'm able to share with her. And if I wanted to create an assignment with two people, I actually did this with Marie Dufala. We were doing an entrepreneur research project, and we were both able to work on the document at the same time instead of trying to email something back and forth. You're also able to come in, and I actually do this with my class. This is my Google Drive. This is my, if I can find it. We watch Shark Tank once every 2 weeks on Fridays for my introduction to business class. And I kind of made it into a fantasy league where students guess what the object is, how much they think it's going to be worth. Each student has a tab, and each student is going to be working off the tab down at the bottom, and they are able to I'm able to have all 20 people in my class working at the same time on that one document. So each person has, if I go in here, each person has a tab where they can come in, make their guess, and say whether they would like to buy the product or would you invest the product or not. So instead of having 20 separate things, every person's working off of one document at the same time, which is nice for us. If we, just a couple other things, and we can always go back. I'm going to go back to my Docs account. So one of the other things, just if you want students to use this, students are pretty much all the same. Their username and passwords. I should have just probably clicked on that, but now I have another document, but that's all right. So students are their username is going to be their username at rbcsd.com, and their password is going to be their student ID number and then RBCSD at the end with no space. So their student ID number in RBCSD.com at the end. One of the really nice things about this is if you just don't want to create a Google Classroom, you just want to create an assignment for everyone, you just come in, and just share this with all your class. And you can see that I could just share it with one of my students. You just have to type them in, share it, and then you can have all 20 people writing in the same document at the same time if you are brainstorming or doing something like that. Last thing I'm going to show you, which is going to be real quick, hopefully, is the one big benefit I see from this, especially if you do group work and you're doing presentations, is Google Slides. Google Slides is great, and this is one of the big reasons I use Google, because you can have two students working on this at the same time. You can actually see who's logged in, the names, or it'll show you the other people that are logged in. But by coming in here and creating a blank document and creating multiple different slides, you could have one student working on this slide while another student works on another. It kind of eliminates one student just kind of sitting around and not doing anything while the other one does all the work. To create a new slide, you normally just come over here and insert. Actually, you can normally right click, but I'm not able to do that here. Go to slide, new slide, and you just create a bunch of new slides. And this could be Jimmy's slide. And this can be Bob's slide, and they can both be researching it at the same time. So again, just as a review, as I show up here, the reasons why I do like Google, the Google platform. X out of there. One, you are able to share with students and teachers to collaborate whenever you're doing it. Two, it's cloud-based, so you can access it anywhere. that you have it, and that includes you can download